Greg Webster here, folks. We're here today to talk about how to hook up and properly unhook trailers for trailer safety to help people in the industry not have accidents and alleviate some of the stresses and some of the liabilities in the industry. So check out this video and I hope you like it and subscribe to our channel. So here we go, folks. You got a epic broker from the California Rental Association Trailer Hitch Guide. We're gonna go with the 2-inch right here. This is obviously a 2-inch ball, okay? This one's a little bit older, but they don't make them like they used to, folks. Common occurrence is what'll happen is people, they get this thing where it's the jaw, the under jaw is a little bit up and they think that that's on, and it's deceiving. That is not on. The weight of the trailer could be on it and you'll think it's on, but it's not. So right here we're putting in the hitch pin, or your hitch pin. If that thing's bent at all, it could flop out, allowing this to come out going down the road, which would be catastrophic. We're gonna go ahead and lift this up, slap her on, bam. You can see the jaw is hooked into the bottom of that ball right there. It's really important. If the jaw is sitting on top of that ball like this, you think it's on. You'll drive off thinking that it's on, but it's not on. It's always good to have somebody double check your work. These guys came and hooked this thing up, took off, hit the first bump a mile down the road. This thing cartwheeled across the intersection. Luckily it didn't hurt anybody. Didn't hit anybody, but they hooked it up. And when they got back, I hooked it up properly and I put a forklift under here. I lifted the whole mixer in the air and the truck almost in the air by the hitch. They saw it wasn't the hitch's fault, it was their fault. They were in too big of a hurry. They paid the bill. Luckily, nobody was hurt. That's the most important thing. You've got your safety pin right here, and that won't let that come up. Even if you're asking it to, it won't come up because your safety pin's latched. It's real important that you put your safety pin in. As you can see, it's calling for a 2-inch ball right here. And we verified that it's a 2-inch ball. It's a good thing we're out here looking at this today because, you know, I don't know how these safety chains, you know, are being sent out. That's not really looking very safe to me. So I'm gonna red tag this and get it into the shop, and we're gonna put the proper hooks on it right away. This is a pretty common rental yard hitch right here. It's got an under jaw. I like these. Whenever you're moving them around the yard with a forklift, it's really imperative that you keep the ball in here. If you put the ball on like this, what it does is when you're moving it, it'll strip out the threads right here, and it makes it impossible to tighten. Not impossible, but it just makes it really tough. This is a brand new Marksman 5x10 box trailer here. You get her in there like that. As you're lowering down, you want to tighten the jaw, because what'll happen is you can lower this, you lower it, and it gets kicked sideways like that and under load, and sometimes it can bind up. There's a good gap in between this ball, but on some balls it'll bind up and you'll think it's tight, but it's really not. So right now, all the weight of the trailer's on there, but this is loose. So you wanna make sure this gets nice and tight. If this isn't tight, the trailer could come off. See that? Now it's good and tight there. You can physically verify that there's no more slack in that bolt and that jaw is making a positive contact on the bottom of that 2-inch ball. Let my landing gear up. What I like to do, it's really smart, is cross the chains. That way, if it does come undone, it lands on the chains. You got a nice cross on the chains there. The trailer hitch wire, I always like to run it through the hitch or the hitch pin, the safety pin. Go ahead and plug in your wire. Bada bing, bada boom. And then one added layer of safety here is we put this zip tie, this special yellow zip tie in. and that goes and tells us that we're the ones that hooked it up, and we know it's been hooked up correctly. That way, if somebody else comes and unhooks it and tries to blame us for hooking it back up, we know that we hooked it because we have our special yellow zip tie on there. This is a different style hitch here. This is called a pintle hitch. It's like a other referred to as a military or a GI hitch right here. Pintle hitch, military GI hitch. We do a lot of work in the oil fields, and this is the only hitch that they allow out there because they've had so many problems with the 2-inch ball or the 2 5/16 or 1 7/8. So we're installing this pintle hitch now. Every good man in rental needs a Leatherman on them. See that? So now your landing gear's up. Bam. So now she's on. Go ahead and lock her in and get the hitch pin. It's real important that you put this hitch pin in, right, Josh Knuckles? I like to put the wire through the hitch pin like that. That way it keeps it from hitting the ground if it comes undone. Bam. Again, you want to cross your chains, rolling them up so they don't drag. Also, we would do our zip tie somewhere in here where you know that if the zip tie is broken, the trailer's been unhooked. I just had Gary, Grease Gun Gary, red tag this trailer because this is our breakaway, and I noticed our breakaway was frayed, so I cut it the rest of the way off, and we'll get this puppy red tagged and get that breakaway back on. Other than that, I think this trailer is nice and safe. You've got your hitch pin in here. That's on nice and safe. Your safety chains are on. Technically, the chain should be on like this in the Highway Patrol book, not like that. It should be on like that. That way, if this latch is undone and you hit a bump, it doesn't fall off. If it's on the other way, the chains will fall off. You got your hitch pin, your lights hooked up, the hitch is on, everything looks safe. I think you're good. You're clear for takeoff, good to go down the road. It never hurts to triple check or have a second set of eyes on it, you know. Wrapping it up, you've got 3 different size balls, and I don't like using any of them. I'd rather go to a pintle hitch, and you just got to make sure that that pintle hitch pin is properly installed, and I think that's the most bulletproof, dummy-proof, easiest way to go. That's why at Greg Rents we're switching to pintle hitch. Thank you guys very much for watching our video. I hope that helps alleviate some accidents and add to the safety aspect of the industry. Please like and subscribe our videos and stay tuned for the next one. Thank you very much. That's a wrap. If you want to see what happens when you do not hook up a trailer correctly, follow us and watch this next video, Trailer Disconnection Gone Wrong. See you on the next one. That's a wrap.